Good afternoon. And I want to invite you to join us on Sunday morning at 8:30 as we continue to consider the letter from James. And we'll be in the second chapter this week, and particularly looking at this part of James that often gets labeled with a broad stroke. It's a part of James' letter that talks about faith without works is dead. It's only the last portion of chapter 2 that speaks about that, but kind of the linchpin we're going to be looking at, the kind of the hinge moment in chapter 2, is this powerful verse in chapter 13 where it says, "Mercy triumphs over judgment." And I think the first portion of chapter 2, when James is really addressing this idea of partiality and favoritism in the church, and it kind of harkens back to when Jesus taught about the parable of the guests in Luke 14. And so we'll be looking at that in the first half. And then again, this hinge point of mercy triumphs over judgment will take us to some scriptures that really see Jesus living that out. John chapter 3, John chapter 8, Jesus with the adulterous woman, and then Ephesians 2, which is just huge, chapter 2, verse 4 in particular. And then it ends with this whole section about faith without works. Show me your faith and I'll show you my works. Martin Luther kind of summed up chapter 2 in James by saying, it's not that faith without works is dead, it's that faith without works is not faith at all. And we look at some texts, especially in John chapter 15, when Jesus is instructing his disciples on the night of his betrayal about abiding in him, remaining in him, as like the branches abide in the vine, and that apart from him we can do nothing. Apart from faith, there are no works. And Jesus also teaching that it is the Father's will for us to bear much fruit. And so that faith bears fruit. Faith has works, and faith without works is not faith at all. And so we'll be looking at that this week as we consider and meditate upon these scriptures in James' letter, the second chapter. And I hope you can join us 8:30 in the adult study room.